For this video, we've come to the Sawtooth Botanical Garden in Ketchum, Idaho. We're here to meet Thomas Shahan, a macro photography enthusiast who specializes in taking pictures of insects and spiders. Thomas will be giving us tips on how to pose and light insects and bugs close up, using the Fujifilm GFX 50S medium format camera and the 120mm f4 macro lens. Thomas is very enthusiastic about bugs and insects.
Hey, we got some roly-polies.
I, on the other hand, have much to learn. That thing can eat a mouse?
Yeah.
We're working today with the Fujifilm GFX 50S, a lightweight and relatively compact 50-megapixel medium format camera. The 50S offers excellent image quality and a lot of resolution. We're mostly going to be shooting with the GF 120mm f4 macro, a handy, optically stabilized prime lens with an excellent close focus capability. Apart from the camera and lens, we're using a fairly simple setup. Some colorful sheets of cardboard for backgrounds, one main flash, and two smaller slave flashes on flexible stands for close-up lighting. Thomas also brought along some homemade flash diffusers to soften the light. Our first subject is Sneakers, a millipede.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's an amazing animal.
It's actually kind of a nice calming sensation. You just have these waves of legs rolling throughout your fingers.
Millipedes are surprisingly fast. To keep up, we had to constantly reposition the log that Sneakers was crawling on and move the slave flashes around it. Thomas is bracketing focus manually by moving the camera and lens back and forth. Next up is a Madagascar hissing cockroach, one of the largest species of cockroach in the world.
I actually like it on the hands for a sense of scale because the thing that's impressive about these is it's so big.
Because it's so shiny, Thomas has to experiment with the power output and position of the flashes.
Okay, so let's drop this one to 1/32. Cool. Keep the position of where you are with your hands.
Even shinier is the best beetle.
If you hold them up to your ear, best beetles stridulate and they kind of have a little screaming sound.
This is where flash diffusers really come in handy.
Since it's so glossy, bringing them in as close as possible will give us more broad catch lights.
The best beetle is only around an inch long, but the 50-megapixel resolution of the GFX means that we can capture the tiniest details on its back. After the bugs, we went into the greenhouse to shoot some more evolved organisms, or at least some slightly bigger ones.
Look there on the eye.
Wow, what a gorgeous eye.
As well as stills, we also shot some HD video. This is Melon. She looks like a baby dragon, but she's actually an eyelash-crested gecko. Thomas took her outside for a quick portrait against the evening sky, using fill flash to balance the natural light.
That's great, thank you.
All of these animals have made great subjects, but the star of our shoot today is Hildegard, a tarantula. Hildegard has led a very sheltered life.
She has never been with a male, as far as I know.
With diffuse sunlight coming into the greenhouse, we removed the flashes in favor of natural light and a higher ISO sensitivity. Thomas got in close to capture all of the detail in what I now know to call a cephalothorax. Female tarantulas are sometimes known to eat their partners. Lucky escape for Thomas.
Well, thank you, that was wonderful.
Well, I want to thank her.
Yeah.
It was her decision to be good.
After spending a day watching Thomas work, I felt like I'd learned a lot. And here he is with some tips for successful macro photography.
First, don't worry if your lens can't focus super close. If you're working with a high megapixel camera, you can always crop in afterwards. Turn off AF and focus manually, and bracket focus by moving your camera slightly back and forth. If you're shooting handheld, a stabilized lens and a high ISO sensitivity will help get a sharp photo. Experiment with color and contrast. Simple colored backgrounds can be really effective. Finally, just take a lot of pictures. Macro photography is often tough. Increase your odds by taking more photos.
That's at 12,000 ISO. 12,000. I don't even need a flash, yeah.
Welcome to the future. For DP Review, I'm Barney Britton. Thanks for watching.